Okay, Spirit wanted me to get this message out right away, so I decided to get it out. I was just posting and feeling froggy and felt like I should do a quick card pull, and as I did, I'm just going with the flow, guys. Just going with the flow. I'm not going to overthink what it is and what it is not. All I do know is that there's a message here for someone, and I'm here to deliver it. So, starting with the Queen of Pentacles. This is the first card that I pulled. I wonder if I can just do this. Okay. Opulence surrounds the Queen of Pentacles. She is fully aware of the bounties of the earth and the value of being in harmony with the natural world around her. Through creativity and connection to the divine, the Queen of Pentacles has attracted worldly abundance. This gracious queen lives compassionately and lovingly from the riches of her inner awareness. She fills the world with contentment, caring, happiness, and beauty. Above all, the Queen of Pentacles radiates motherly energy. Guided by her deep understanding of others, she lovingly shares the wealth and knowledge of the Divine Mother. I thought that was super significant. So, where is my... Here we go. All right. So we have the Golden Northern Bumblebee. There are known to be more than 250 species of bumblebees, located mostly in the Northern Hemisphere. They live in forest clearings and open areas where wildflowers are abundant. Bumblebees are active in gardens and always seen surrounded by flowers. These bees are vital pollinators, and for this reason, they are symbolic of fertility and productivity. Bumblebees represent concentration, empowerment, and productivity in life. They are always observed busy at their task of pollinating, moving from flower to flower with great agility. It is said that they harvest the honey of life and understand the importance of sharing and nurturing community. The earthly bumblebee symbolizes serving others, gathering riches, and celebrating life to the fullest. That's really, that's super cool. I love bumblebees. So now we have it looks like it's this scarlet daylily. The red-rimmed daylily is a lovely scarlet variety of the perennial daylily that produces flowers all summer long. But the flowers rarely last more than 24 hours, which explains the name daylily. It is well known to gardeners as a bold, vigorously flowering plant that works well in borders and for naturalizing. The list of symbolic meanings given to the daylily is extensive. People generally feel better when they are around this plant, which has led to its symbolism as nurturing, motherly, and caring. In China, it is the flower symbol for mother. Scarlet lilies represent dreams, aspirations of the high soul, and the fine breeding in general. Fine breeding. In general, lilies also symbolize majesty, purity, sweetness, and protection. Now, also symbolized here is the blue violet. The northern blue violet, also known as the northern woodland violet, is native to the northern regions of the American continent. It is sure sign of spring when it emerges in open woodlands. This flower prefers the warmth of sunny days and the comfort of moist, well-drained soils. The delicate, endearing violet symbolizes love, faithfulness, humanity, and virtue. And my ear was just ringing. Now, this is a pretty special card. I don't normally see more than 3 different energies in the card. This one has 4. So now we have the moss on this floor here. So the sphagnum moss is commonly known as shaggy peat moss. It is a member of the genus Sphagnum, which contains more than 100 species. These amazing plants grow like dense carpet, and their cellular structure can hold 16 to 20 times their weight in water. Even parts of the plant that have died can hold water. The moss spreads, forming dense peatlands or bogs that provide a wet habitat for water-loving flora such as sedges, shrubs, orchids, and carnivorous plants. Moss is symbolic of maternal love and charity, probably because it provides such a unique habitat in which many other plants thrive. So what I'm getting here is that this is about somebody who is, because remember that queen and king, there's not really genders. Like when you're in your queen, you're more in your divine feminine, which is on the receiving, but you're also in the giving of your love and of what you've received, which is, your earthly riches, your spiritual riches, your royalty, your inner divine royalty. So I feel like I'm talking to a future philanthropist, or maybe a philanthropist already. You embody this energy. Someone who has a desire to help humanity, who's pure of heart, sweet, and faithful, and has virtues that, is charitable. And things, around you become fertile and productive. You help other people revitalize. You move from flower to flower with great agility. That's like you move from each person, from each event in your life with vigor and vitality. Powered by the inner mother, the divine mother. That's really cool. And immediately following that card, I got the Temperance card with this blue heron. There's a lot of look at all these pyramids, first of all. These pyramids, and then these ones that are kind of sticking up out of the ground. I don't know why I'm getting and there's the sun. He's got 1 foot in this world and 1 foot on the top of the other world. As above, so below. And okay, so I'm getting, this is giving me a lot of so I see the fishes here, but it's giving me Octurian, it's giving me High Council, it's giving me even Blue Avian and higher dimensional beings. These little reeds here, they look like feathers, kind of like the one that I have here that I'm using. So let's find out what this means really quick. Like I said, I wasn't planning on doing this reading. I just finally, I did my daily tasks of, tapping into spirit first thing when I woke up, and asking him to, or asking the divine, whatever you call it, to use me as Thy will be done. Use me as a vessel for your divine guidance and light, and help the planet in however I can, however God sees fit. So after doing that, and then speaking with my ancestors and having a chat in the mirror and doing my daily meditation and my affirmations and then the Kundalini, immediately after all of that, I was ready to go. And so I pulled these cards, just being, because like I really love, sometimes I'll even just sit here and I'll pull this whole stack. I'll pull on this whole stack, and just everything as I'm thinking, things will come out, and you know, it confirms what I'm thinking, right? And so at that moment, I just pulled, do what you know to be right, and don't be misguided by others. So that's really significant. I mean, because like this can be this is new for me, but I know what I'm doing. Like I literally do. It's new for me to share this with other people. Like I know who I am. I know thyself. So also I'm getting here, spend more time sleeping and resting. The future is going to be eventful. So that's giving me energies too of what's to come. Something major, I believe, is going to happen in the next 6 months, over the next 6 months. As we grow closer to 2025 with the remainder of this sun's 25th maximum, I think the solar maximum, 25th solar, yeah, it's a solar maximum. The sun is going through its thing, it's an evolution, and Gaia is going through its evolution, and humanity is going through an evolution as well, in case you weren't aware. That's what we're working through. So the temperance, to grasp the meaning of temperance, imagine the flow of a vast river moving slowly and serenely to a great sea beyond. So I'm also getting the waters above and the waters below, and this is kind of giving me like that like underworld river thing, like in ancient Egypt. Its flow is steady and perpetual. The river sweeps into shallows and pools it into backward. Hold on. The river sweeps into shallows and pools into backwaters, supporting my myriad life forms along its journey. We too may allow our earthly experience to flow like the river. Temperance imitates the way to live. So it's funny because you may be intimidating people by the way you're living right now. Temperance imitates the way to live a fully conscious life sustained by the great cosmic forces behind manifestation. And this is so awesome. This is so awesome. The word temperance comes from the Latin word tempare, which means to mix or to blend. And look at this. As above, so below. The waters above, the waters below. This is giving me like inner earth, outer, it's giving me inner earth. The waters above and the waters below, the waters within and the waters outside of us, the flow of life. Wow. Temperance is the act of balancing aspects in our lives, blending them back and forth, integrating conflicts and regrets, acknowledging our gifts, and letting life flow. So, again, about the whole new earth and the 3D and the 5D and this, like, I don't know if anyone, I know that other people are experiencing this actually, and this is kind of what I'm being called to share right now, is the shifting between the tides, if you will, shifting between the worlds. With what I mean by that is the 5th dimension and the 3D. I've been experiencing shifting back and forth between the two worlds, and when I say the two worlds, I mean the energies of being in flow with the 5th dimension, the unconditional love and abundance that is surrounding us always, and flipping back into the 3D subconscious programmings, the matrix, and things like that. Something I have been shown recently is that in order to like integrate the things that we're learning on the higher dimensions, we do have to kind of come back into the 3D to integrate that into this world, into that dimension. So what we're trying to do is enter that information into the 3D. So we have to kind of go back into that 3D. And a lot of you who are on this spiritual journey feel like it's like backwards. And it is. And actually, I just got that realization. I got that confirmation in my mind just now about thinking backwards and going into the future, if that makes sense. So the back and forth, integrating conflicts and regrets, acknowledging our gifts, and letting life flow. When we merge into a quiet state and give up struggling against our life experiences, we just may synthesize a new awareness that brings beauty to life. So in doing that, if you've also been someone who is like been doing meditation more often, maybe doing shadow work and getting into your thoughts and trying to understand like why you do the things that you do and things like that. And if you haven't, maybe you're being called to, because maybe you've been thinking about those things, like why maybe you've been struggling with many things. You know, personally, I've struggled with addiction. I've struggled with reprogramming my mind from my subconscious programmings from my life, from certain events that happen, trauma and things like that. There are things that that trigger our traumas and can set us feeling like stuck in those patterns. So and I also see like merging into a quiet state, like getting connected with yourself, getting connected with your breath, your thoughts, you know, becoming the observer. And if you're interested in that, I'm going to be sharing more about how you can become the observer. And if I don't get it out soon enough for you, then you can also look into these psychological healing techniques on YouTube, which is how I started. You know, like I didn't have the finances to I didn't have all the finances to do or learn the things that I did, but I had the resources, and the resources is YouTube and books and things like that. Like not everything has to cost money, you guys. The world, we're pretty lucky right now with the internet. We really are. And we also have to learn our own levels of discernment, because many of the world is operating out of, you know, old world paradigms. Old world paradigms. There are people out there that still believe that only the Pope can talk to God or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not true. Why do you think that they banned certain things like the tarot, or they don't like it? They label it a certain way. It's because it's getting you actually in connection. It's connecting you to your higher self. It's connecting you to God directly. And it's helping you become aware of the matrix. So now we have the great blue heron. It's the largest heron in North America. And there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the planet. It's like the West, us here in North America, we're meant to bring that back. What the ancients from all over the world and our ancestors, we're meant to be the ones to bring that back. It's been prophesied about, in case you didn't know. This wading bird is always found near water, inhabiting marshes, swamps, wet meadowlands, lakes, and coastlines. It is a solitary bird, often seen poised and staring deeply into the water, seeking a meal of fish. Its quiet, powerful presence represents inner stillness, balance, and self-reflection. The heron also symbolizes a clear depth of thinking, intelligence, and a calm reliance on inner guidance. The heron acts through the inspiration of higher intelligence. What did I just say? What did I just fucking say? Now we have the cow's lip. I don't know which one it is, but we'll probably find out. I'm going to say that like these tails maybe. I don't know. Cowslip populations declined rapidly with the introduction of modern farming practices. Okay. But cowlip is now making a strong return because of its addition to seed mixes used for wildflower gardens and highway landscaping. Much folklore and mythology surrounds this treasured plant, and over the ages it has become a symbol of divine beauty, healing, divinity, and discovering the mysterious treasures of the heart. And what's funny about that is what I was just talking about, and how it talked about that it's declined with modern farming. So like what I was just saying about our ancestors and the seeds and the mixing of wildflowers, like that is a idea that I'm picking up about North America, about the United States, about the West, about the Western world, whatever Western part of the world. We are meant to bring this back through all of our wild flowers and seeds that we have within us. We're a mixing pot. We're a melting pot here in the West. And you know what? The whole world is a melting pot. And I don't mean to be, I'm not trying to discriminate or discount any other parts of the world. We all have our parts. But this has been prophesied about, and this is what I'm feeling called to share. So the common reed is native to wetlands of temperate or tropical regions throughout the world. It forms dense stands known as reed beds, which are important as wildlife habitat. The Celts believed the reed to be symbolic of health, harmony, and growth. The reed is also a symbol of finding our purpose in life and the journey inward to find the key of healing that dwells in the depths of our own inner being. So this is very much what I've been talking about. We're being called to dive in deeper and journey inward to find the keys to the healings that dwell, to the healing modalities that dwell within our depths. That's what we are needing to bring back. Is these ancient rituals, these ancient ceremonies. And when I say rituals and ceremonies, I'm not talking about witchcraft, you guys. I'm talking about actual mystical human knowledge and experiences that we have within us that has been like, it's been shadowed. It's been eclipsed. And we need to be bringing this back. And how we do that is that inward journey, meditation, connecting to ourself and source and our ancestors and our angels. The goldfish is a member of the carp family that was domesticated 1,000 years ago by the Chinese. 1,000 years ago. When raising carp as a food source, occasionally a goldfish emerged. It was selected out and bred with others of its kind to produce the special golden fish for ponds and small water features. Goldfish are a symbol of luck and good fortune. Also, in Buddhism, they are an auspicious symbol of overcoming obstacles. The goldfish does not succumb to negativity and suffering, but rather swims gracefully through obstacles. In this way, the goldfish transmutes the flow of events into their most positive outcome. So it's also reminding us to stay aware of our growth. To recognize that we do have that golden elixir inside of us, that we are those golden seeds. So maybe I'm speaking to a golden light worker. Somebody who, like I said, is, like I was mentioning here, these goldfish. And there's also 4 in this as well, which is, it, like I said, is very rare. So that's 4, 4. The number 44. And I just looked at 2444 on the clock. Like, that's amazing. 2 4s and then 444. 2444. That's crazy. Wow. And the last 2 cards. And so I'm also hearing 2222. All right. So the last card that I pulled for this reading was the Ace, or excuse me, I always say the Ace of Wands with this. And so I'm going to read the Ace of Wands, or just explain the qualities that are here in each one of these wands. And it's the lavender, the ladybug right there, and the amethyst. That's what this wand is representing. Now, what this card specifically is representing, sorry, I just got squirreled. I just got squirreled. So we're going to be going into the, okay, the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a card. In the card, okay, the 8 wands in the card are aligned and pointing downward. Downward movement indicates energies coming from the divine and moving toward their establishment in the earthly realm. Through our philosophical, religious, and spiritual work, we are now experiencing this shift more frequently. What did I just say, you guys? I can't make this stuff up. Like, I don't have these cards memorized. I don't know what they represent all. I'm just barely getting started in this, but I tap in and they're profound. The downward alignment also indicates a need to stop for a refreshing pause, meditate, reflect, delve into the silence, and allow these forces time to integrate within us before beginning new activities or resuming old ones. Okay. The Eight of Wands is about growth, with much direction from the divine source. Seeking inner direction gives us the opportunity to develop a clearer perspective, seek higher guidance, surrender to inner callings, and be the observer as personal revelations open to us. And I'm taking this in for myself as well, 100%. I mean, we did just get, spend more time sleeping and resting. The future is going to be eventful. We're going to need our rest. We really are. I know that a lot of us have a hard time, as I've even been having a hard time. I wanted to sleep today. I wanted to sleep in today. I've been sleeping in. But I've been feeling guilty about it because of the 3D world. And if there's anything that's going to change this world, it's getting out of that mindset. And also trusting ourselves more. You know, do what you know to be right and don't be misguided by others, right? Isn't that what I just fucking said? Wow. I use like I just go with the flow, and I go with what I just go with the flow and the energies in the moment. I couldn't even make this up for you guys if I tried to come out with this. I mean, I could if I thought about it, but we're in our divine feminine, which is letting things flow and receiving the information. Seeking inner direction gives us the opportunity to develop a clearer perspective. Seek higher guidance and surrender to inner callings. Recognize the flow of energy. We move more deeply into our divinely guided life path. And this is what I'm doing. This is literally what I was just saying. Many of the plants and flowers presented in this deck are described as old, but horsetail takes the prize. It represents a family of plants that began life on Earth 400 million years ago. Some of you may be even older. Your soul may be even older than 400 million years ago. Before the emergence of flowering plants, horsetails were giants. You may have been a giant, or that may resonate with you in some way. Giants thriving in the prehistoric world. They are often referred to as living fossils. And the reason why I'm sharing that is because I feel like that is calling to us. That we are these living fossils, dude. Our spiritual heritage is as old as humanity. Sadly enough, we have traveled far from our source, and the return is a long and arduous journey. Horsetails remind us of the pilgrimage we make, watching vigilantly from every corner of the planet. The horsetail has seen it all. It counsels us to confine in heaven, achieve a quiet nature, and always take direct action. These are humble commandments from an ancient plant that have never forgotten its connection to the divine and has always remained deeply rooted in its own, or in its home, our planet. I love that. That totally, it's giving us a full circle of everything that I was just saying. The lavender wands figure prominently in the Eight of Wands. As a matter of fact, there are no other characters, just the grouping of 8 parallel wands. This is a great movement of lavender. The symbolic meanings already presented in the Ace of Wands will be reviewed, emphasizing the meaning significance for this card. Lavender has so many wonderful meanings. Studying the card, or perhaps a field of lavender, remember that this plant represents joy, love, protection, devotion, and purity or purification. And it also represents like royalty and the color for the crown chakra. Given the opportunity, we may set lavender plants flowing with the movement of the wind. We may watch the bees as they are drawn to it and as they participate in the dance of pollination. These scenes speak of the energy of the Eight of Wands, which suggests that we return to the source, watch life flow, and give ourselves some time to be renewed and refreshed. So since it was actually calling us to the Ace of Wands, I'm going to read the card. The Ace, and this is the picture for the Ace of Wands. And it's funny because I actually started out with that card, but when I did a pre-pull. I did a pre-pull and I got the Fool. First of all, I got the Ace of Wands, the Fool. So we're going to go into that then. So the new inspirational energies are awakening with the Ace of Wands. With the appearance of this card, we catch the first glimpse of our ability to develop our spirituality through conscious thought and action. The Ace of Wands reminds us that we possess latent talent and creativity that is yet to be tapped. We are asked to put the divine spark that resides within us into everything we do. We will then discover a true passion for life, and that is our hidden spiritual treasure and our gift to the world. I love this. Thank you so much, Spirit. Lavender has long been appreciated for its heavenly fragrance. Its use as a perfume began with the Phoenicians and the Egyptians, and that is so awesome. There's a major thing going on about the rising of the phoenix and the ancient Egyptian pantheons, like ancient Egyptian gods and goddesses or ancestors. And also, okay, so I'm also getting Greek, but this is Rome. But anyways, in early Rome, it was common to scent baths with lavender, and its name came from the Latin verb lavare, which means to wash. And now there is a fly in my area, which is kind of interesting. Every time there's something important, we always get distractions, right? So in that case, we will cleanse the energy. All right. Much better. Symbolically, lavender speaks of devotion, love, and joy. It also represents protection, purification, and dauntlessness. All these qualities of lavender encourage our growth and renewal. It cleanses the way for us to achieve a brighter and loftier perspective. Lavender represents the positive reinforcement needed to move forward with new and creative endeavors. Its woody and fibrous roots keep us grounded, and its feathery purple, fragrant clusters of flowers send us soaring toward our higher purpose. The color purple is compound of red and blue, or composed. I don't know why I said compound, but composed, maybe that's significant. Blue is the color of peace and reflection. Red is the color of action and energy. Now, on this, on the wand here, you should be able to see the 7-spotted ladybug. And 7 is the number of the divine. Just saying. Lady beetles are one of the beetles most of us recognize instantly. They have red or orange bodies with patterns of black spots. They are ferocious eaters of aphids and other plant pests. Get out of here. Making them a wonderful asset in any garden. Ladybugs are dearly loved and considered good luck and a good omen. The name lady beetle originated in Europe in the Middle Ages when farmers prayed to the Virgin Mary for relief for the insects that were devastating their crops. That's so beautiful. Shortly thereafter, ladybugs appeared and began eating the pests. The crops were saved and farmers began calling them the beetles of Our Lady. That is very significant. I don't know if you are coming to this reading from my Instagram post or not, but that's super awesome. Eventually, they became known as ladybug beetles, or ladybird beetles, as they are called in Britain. Ladybugs represent growth and the manifestation of new thoughts and ideas. They often herald a new beginning, and convey to us the jubilant message that it is time to succeed. The ladybug beetles represents trusting in the process and allowing spirit to guide our actions. When we follow our instincts and let things flow, prosperity shall surely follow. So that is so awesome. That is so cool. This message is really, really is so awesome. And I'm hoping that it does reach exactly who needs to hear it today. It maybe will help either enlighten somebody or wake somebody up or give them confirmation. And that is exactly what I'm meant to be doing. Amethyst is a form of quartz crystal that ranges in color from pale violet to deep purple, one of the most beautiful gems of the quartz family. It has been highly prized since ancient times. It is found in many countries around the world. From this mineral, the Egyptians carved, amulets. Amulets. The Egyptians carved amulets and many other objects that have been found in tombs. Amethyst is believed to give strength during periods of increased activity. It aids with mental clarity and strengthens willpower. And it balances the body so that it is more finely tuned, thereby allowing intuition to flow. Amethyst is believed to quiet our self-centered thoughts and allow more profound insights to enter the mind. How cool. Yeah, and I found the Ace of Wands. So, this was the card that I pulled earlier, right before I started this reading, which I pulled like I said, I pulled the Ace of Wands, the Fool, and the Hierophant. And just because I'm feeling called to it now, because of the way this reading unfolded, I'm feeling called to just give you a brief example of the Fool card and the Hierophant. So the Fool card is right there. The Fool represents the descent from spirit into matter. Its message exists as the number 0 or nothingness and represents the unknown life force from which all things emerge and to which they return. The life force has no beginning and no end, just like the 0 in the form of a circle. The Fool represents the Alpha and the Omega, or the eternity of life that exists without past or future. Many people interpret this card as the first card of the major arcana, while others interpret it as the last. Springing forth into manifestation from spirit, the Fool takes the first step of a journey. The Fool is not yet grounded in earthly experience and exists joyfully and innocently because the energy is unbounded by human experience. The Fool represents limitless and free-spirited energy emerging from the soaring heights of the creative universe and plunging into the realms of the personality and physical manifestation. The Fool delves impetuously, The Fool delves impetuously, energetically, and fearlessly into life. And look, this is a flower that it's called the Garden of Eden, Helisonia. Common names of for the many species of Heliconia include wild plantain, lobster claw, parrot flower, and false bird of paradise. Most of these names are derived from the plant's unusual appearance. Heliconia is native to the tropical regions of the Americas and the islands of the Pacific Ocean. I saw that. I actually, I picked one of those. They're actually kind of hard to pull out of the ground. On the road to Hana in Maui, and I'm also seeing this almost like this blue flame on fire, surrounded by white. That's significant. It thrives in tropical rainforests and flowers during the wet season. It's an important food source to many species, and it's a favorite source of nectar for the hummingbird. Symbolically, they represent inspiration, intuition, and divine guidance. And for me as well, I don't know, maybe you too, because it's not just about me, but the hummingbird is a very sacred bird for me. And it always represented my loved ones on the other side. And this is the marvelous spatulettal, I don't even know how to say that, hummingbird. It's native to just one small isolated forested region in Peru. And I have been going through the sacred Andean initiations for the rites, for some shamanic practices that my ancestors in ancient Peru practiced. So I find that super significant as well. And that is actually, and since we're bringing it up and I don't have anywhere to be and this is my job now, I can just pull the freaking book and show you guys what I'm talking about. Sacred Andean Codes, also known as the Muay Kai rites. What was it specifically? Oh yeah, that's what it was. Okay, so there's totems. The Muay Kai rites. Okay. Yeah, this talks about the Homo Luminous. Okay, this is where it talks about, let's see. This is a lot about plant medicine, but there's a man here who talks about the, yeah, okay. Okay, so this is where it's at. Receiving the rites, by Don Manuel. These are carpes or initiations that are being shared to non-Indian people who, okay, let me just get into it. So the Karpes are seeds that offer you gifts of power. They are like the corn. If you plant the kernels deep inside your heart and water them with your love, munye, they will grow and produce great big ears of corn. But you must use this power for good. Okay? These are some of the initiations that I've been working through. And what I'm also being encouraged to is to help craft these for Western audiences, because to deliver the wisdom and the power that comes with each Karpe, it is in a contemporary way. At first, they kept the form in the Quechua language. Became kind of hard to share that with everyone else. So they want us to explain that as you grow your seeds of power of your medicine, you are then allowed to offer the rights to others. Your medicine eventually grows to the degree that you are willing to take on the stewardship of Mother Earth and become the Earth Keeper. The Muikai were designed for a Western audience and seeker. Though I first, and when I say I'm reading this from the book as Marcela Lobos, the traditional rites of initiation of the Cuero belong to them and their children. We must be respectful of the traditions of Andean cultures and considerate of their ways. The Muinkai will bring you to the same destiny as the ancient shamanic initiations and allow you to create the new maps of stewardship of Earth that the modern world needs today. I can't make this stuff up, guys. I wasn't planning any of this. I don't plan. Like I said, I've just been tapping into myself and spirit, and this is where I was guided today. But I found that all to be super significant. It all ties together. It literally all ties together. In the last card that I got for myself when I was doing a pre-pull to kind of get the energies, or just really just shuffling the cards, because like I like to do that. These were the cards that came out for me. The Hierophant. And the Hierophant card is represented by a cardinal, which I find also very significant as well. And it's crazy because the first time I ever actually saw a cardinal in real life was in Maui last summer. In fact, I don't think I have it on me, but I made a wand with this looks like it could also come from a female cardinal, because the male cardinals are really red like that. The females are more like red brown. And I never would have known that unless I went to Maui. And I come from Arizona, which is all, we're talking about the Phoenicians, and I don't really know that the Phoenicians really came from Phoenix, but the Phoenix, why did they name Phoenix Phoenix? I have a lot of these questions myself. Anyways, the Hierophant is the great teacher in the world. I'm going to show you this card again while I read it. In the world, he is the authority who teaches the knowledge, traditions, ceremonies, and dogma of the great religions. He may be a church leader or an important religious figure. He carries the religious teachings throughout the generations. As the inner teacher, the Hierophant offers us access to ancient wisdom teachings, which is freaking cool because look at this. Doesn't this say ancient? Okay, it doesn't say sacred. Yeah, sacred. Okay. Anyways. As the inner teacher, the Hierophant offers us access to the ancient wisdom teachings. As we enter our own inner sanctuaries, he is there to guide us in our explorations of the soul. I'm looking at this as like the Holy Spirit, kind of. Inner hearing and intuition are our tools, endowed to us by the Hierophant. Only with a quiet, meditative mind will we hear the voice of the mediator, the Hierophant. Only then will he reveal the great secrets of the ancient teachings and guide us to the higher levels of experience. The northern cardinal ranges throughout eastern and central North America and south into Central America. It is a songbird that inhabits the fringes of forests and thickets along streams, swamps, and gardens. And that's so weird. Why would the cardinal even be like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But for some reason I was looking at this at the same time. So you see these two keys here? You've got a solar key and a lunar key. That's what I'm picking up on. And also this reminds me of the Jed from ancient Egypt and the pillars here. And these are tulips, which is giving me this image right here that I was given the other day in a meditation to focus on and put on my mirror. And it kind of looks like a crown or like a tulip. Wow. The striking red color of this bird led to its name, which refers to the red robes of the cardinals. Oh my God, I was actually thinking that too. I was thinking about how it reminds me of the cardinals, like cardinal signs and the cardinals within the Catholic Church. The bird's vibrant color also symbolizes energy, vitality, and discovering our inner potential. And I totally mentioned earlier too about the Pope and you know, we are all technically we have access to our inner Hierophant. The inner hearing and the intuitions endowed to us by the Hierophant, the Holy Spirit. Not the Pope. But there's something to do with it. It does remind us of the robes. The bird's vibrant color also symbolizes energy, vitality, and discovering our inner potential. The cardinal is a symbol of the power of spiritual transformation and awakening. Its distinctive song aids us in our quest to find our own inner voice, or our own voice, and speak our truth, and awaken our personal life force. Because really, only way we're going to help the planet or help ourselves is by helping ourselves first. Is we cannot give people information unless, like we might have it intellectually. Is that the right word? We might know the information, but until we embody it and integrate it into our everyday lives, it's just that. It's outside of us. The cardinal is symbolic of the power of spiritual transformation and awakening. Its distinctive song aids us in our quest to find our inner voice, speak our truth, and awaken our personal life force. Symbolically, the cardinal heightens our inner perceptions and helps to reveal the personal song that abides within each of us as is ours to sing in life. So this card as well, it has a few things that I wanted to read, and I hope that that's okay for you guys. The wild prairie rose is also, there's a lot of symbolism here. The wild prairie rose grows as a shrub, forming dense thickets. It is native to the western and central regions of North America. I'm trying to keep it. Okay. The mature red bulbs, which contain the seeds of the rose, are known as rose hips. Throughout time, they have been prized by herbalists for their powers, or their powerful nutritional value and healing properties. The red rose symbolizes earthly passion, joy, harmony, and love. The western white trillium, also called wake robin, blooms in early spring. The trillium grows in shaded forests with rich soils across the western regions of North America. Trillium literally means the three-paired lily because it has 3 petals. It is associated with the Holy Trinity, the 3 aspects of God. It also represents divine love, purified mental aspiration, and the divine intellect. The lily is symbolic of purity, beauty, and healing. Now we have the triple cross. I don't know where I saw the triple cross. Anyways, the triple cross. I think that's a plant. The Hierophant holds the triple cross. Oh, is that the triple cross? Yeah, that's 3 crosses. Okay. That kind of reminds me, like I said, of the Jed, J-E-D, in ancient Egypt. And it's also associated with the Ankh, which is ancient Egypt. Okay, so this is the staff of religious authority. His triple cross is composed of double terminated quartz crystals and is adorned with white feathers. Double terminated crystals, and it's okay. Double terminated crystals emanate energy from both ends. The movement of the energy entails emanate energy from both ends. The movement of the energy in this symbolic or symmetrical pattern has led to the double terminated crystal being described as self-complete. Such crystals are commonly used to enhance psychic ability as well as bring clarity in dreams and meditation. The white feathers symbolize spirituality and self-purification. The amethyst, topaz, and emerald stones are the convergences of the cross. Are at the convergences of the cross. These stones relate to energy centers of the body. Amethyst is a stone of the crown chakra and aids in transforming the normal waking state in higher awarenesses. I was totally just talking about that too. Topaz represents the throat chakra and enhances our conscious connection with divine wisdom. The emerald is placed at the heart center. It is revered as a sacred stone and its most important aspect is the vibration of love. And that is the color of the heart chakra as well. I don't know if I have any amethyst, but I definitely have the tools to make this triple cross, which I'm super excited about. And actually, I've misplaced my, I had a wand that had 2 white feathers on it, and 2 double-pointed crystals, and I had an orange gemstone on it, and somehow they all fell off of it, and it broke. I think it's because I let the kids play with it, and I shouldn't be letting children play with my magic wands or my crosses or those types of things because they're really, really spiritual. And I think that might have had something to do with it. Anyways, not a big deal. It can be remade. And the next thing that's figured here on this image is the keys. Like I mentioned, the keys are at the feet of the Hierophant who guards the gateway. And I've been getting a lot of gatekeeper energies who guard the gateway to heaven and earth. The golden key represents the solar forces or the conscious mind. The silver key represents the lunar forces or the unconscious mind. As keeper of the keys, the Hierophant is known as the living link between divinity and humanity. So, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful message for today. I'm so blessed that you all could be here with me today. Oh, and I'm so glad that I was able to share this message for you. And I don't know, I was feeling called to these trinkets. These are giving me fierce lady, like unique and smart, and it's also giving me vacation, that you're too bright, people need to put shades on. This is a fluorite, I believe, a green fluorite. I can't recall the significance of it at the moment, but I've been being called to use this, and I didn't know I had it on me, so I felt like that was significant. And there are 2 here. And the fact that this came out with them kind of even means that time is not running out. It's where you focus your mind. So keeping yourself balanced is going to be very helpful. So thank you all for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day, and I will see you on the next video.